Hello, welcome to Hard Modern Hardware, and welcome to a brand new series we're going to call, for now, until we come up with a better one or someone comes up with a better one, we're going to call Adventures of the Three Dungeoneers. Now, World of Warcraft. It's not new. We know it's not new. We know there are millions of videos on World of Warcraft, but we love World of Warcraft, and I say we, and the we is my two compadres of Warcraftness. Who I've been playing Warcraft with for many years, and we've decided we're going to have a mess around and do some videos, and it's going to be fun. And what we're going to do, as you probably guessed from the title, is we're going to run dungeons in Warcraft. Now, I know dungeons, we're going to do all the dungeons. Yeah, it's been done before, but we're going to do it as a three. The three of us are going to run every dungeon that we can. They might be easy, they might be hard, we don't know, but we're going to have fun trying. We're going to have fun finding out. You might learn a few things along the way. If you're new to World of Warcraft, or you're thinking about playing World of Warcraft, this might serve as a little bit of a guide for the dungeons we're going to do. So that's the premise anyway. We've picked our classes. We haven't thought too hard about it. We've basically picked what we want to play. So that's where we are with those. Yeah, it's not going to be efficient. So drop it in the comments if you want, but we know we haven't picked the best setup for a 3 to do dungeons. We know that, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to introduce. So, healing this little expedition will be Doug, whose character is called Yalzrin. He is a priest. He's going to be running it as a disc priest, unless we need to do holy. So say hello, Doug.
Hey, yep.
And we've got Mike, who's Aridun, who's a monk. He's going to be tanking. Say hello, Mike.
Hello.
Thank you. And I've gone a warlock. So, let's not hang around too long. What we're going to do, because there's one dungeon, if you didn't know this, and most people will, there's one dungeon that you cannot walk into as Alliance without a headache, and that is Ragefire Chasm. So, we're going to do Ragefire Chasm as a queue, and we're just going to run it with 2 other people. So straight away we're breaking our rule for our video, but whatever, we're going to get this one out of the way, and then we'll move on to Deadmines and all those. So we're going to queue for RFC now, if Doug wouldn't mind doing that, so we can jump straight in. And depending on how quick the queue is, it may cut, the video may cut, and you might see a little gap, or we might just be straight in. There we go. I've got my trusty MMO mouse on the go, because I'm pro. Oh, there we go, straight in. Right, so, Ragefire Chasm. This is a dungeon that's underneath the Horde city of Orgrimmar. And it's easy, and it runs really quickly these days. So, this bit will only be very quick, I think, anyway. So, we're all going to pick up all the quests as we go along as well. I don't know, what do you think, guys? Do we talk about the quests? I don't know. We need to say some words, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. But to be fair, we've been playing the game so long now that a yellow exclamation mark is the same as another yellow exclamation mark.
Except, go. Off we go. I'm ready.
We're going to wait for that drip.
Yep. No, you're right, go for it.
Nah, go for it. We're doing it as a 3 anyway, aren't we? So I've picked destruction spec for this, and we're in a dungeon full of fire-related beasts, so this is going to go well. I was running Blackwing Lair on my higher level warlock, and there's a few mobs in there that are completely oblivious to fire and shadow spells, which is dead fun for a warlock. Bing.
Oh, a few extras, John.
That's alright. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. That's going to be my tagline for this whole series of videos. We'll be fine, it'll be fine.
Am I allowed to castigate Mike when he's wrong?
Yes. Castigate away.
Very.
So, Doug and I, we're in a guild quite a while. We've been in a guild for like the last probably 10 years now in various forms, but we were in a guild back in the Burning Crusade days, which is like many years ago now. Probably like 12 years ago now, I think. And yeah, that was we were a bit more serious about it then. We had a guild that actually raided. We only did we did a lot of Karazhan. I think most guilds did a lot of Karazhan.
Fire wreath! Fire wreath!
Yeah, don't move when the flame wreath is cast. It's funny running that now, because it's like, how was it so hard to grasp that concept? I don't get it. It's such a
To be
simple
fair,
concept.
it was generally the DPS, because DPS honestly thought that they could out DPS the time of the wreath, so they thought they could out DPS the mechanic base.
Yeah. And also, they had some weird premise about keeping moving. Where I think there must have been bosses where it was a good idea to keep moving, but that wasn't one of them. It was a bit of a pain when the ads joined in, that one, to be fair. With the it was water elemental, I think, wasn't it? You don't get that.
Yeah,
far,
they came from the side.
Missed me. Right, so we're on the first boss already, and we've said nothing about this dungeon. So this is underneath Orgrimmar. I can't remember the story of this dungeon, but there's bad things in it, and we're killing them now. But this guy does a charge every now and then. It gives you a warning that it's locked onto you. All you need to do is move out the way when he's about to charge, and you won't have a problem. And we're also letting out, we're freeing the various orc prisoners. I don't know why. Oh no, the humans in this, aren't they? Yeah.
Just want to say, Mike's doing an excellent job. I haven't had to heal anyone else.
Well done, Mike. You can tell he's
Thank you.
concentrating. Yeah, go on.
Also, second on DPS, just.
Yeah, and I'm last. I'm almost certain I'm last.
You were second on that particular mod, so well done.
Yeah. It's because I'm talking, and I've gone destruction. I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm still learning this class, so. Yeah, so, well, carrying on my story, back in Burning Crusade, I was a warrior tanking. So that's my thing. But I played many classes because, you know, it's been 14 years of playing this, so yeah, I think I've tried them all. Bar monk, I've never had a monk.
It's good fun. Hyperactive.
Corrupted Reaver. There we go.
Disc Priest is going to be good fun because it is very, very, very easy to get drawn into just mashing all the DPS buttons and just hoping you're healing enough.
And like, oh dear, the tank's died. Wait, am I not a DPS?
Technically, I am. You're top by loads here.
It's because I'm double hard in it.
Hard man.
Oh, that Chaos Bolt has got an amazing animation. It takes forever to cast, but it's got an amazing animation.
Avoid the things on the floor on this possible.
I think, not that I wish to say it now, but at some point we will probably have to do some homework. As a
Yes.
I was thinking actually, obviously, when we get to Wrath, there are an absolute metric ton of achievements that are going to be quite difficult.
Yes.
Specifically, I was just sat here thinking about it. The T-Rex one in Utgard. Is it Utgard Keep or Pinnacle? I think it's. Don't know. You've got to aggro all of the little T-Rexes and then kill the last T-Rex without killing all the little T-Rexes.
Oh, right, okay. That'll be fun to try. Suck. Oh. I was going to trash talk that mob then. He died before I could do it.
Didn't work.
Right, I'll save it for this guy then. Suck Chaos Bolt. This is already the third boss. I haven't even talked about the bosses. Look at this guy. He's a giant fiery worm thing. Caterpillar? That sort of thing.
This boss doesn't have an aggro.
Oh, right, okay. Fun. That
A bit like Cookie and.
Listen, I've been a tank. I've heard that excuse before. Oh, this boss doesn't have an aggro table. Hopefully there's a load of professional Warlock players watching me play and go, what the hell are you doing? You need to be using this spell and then that spell and then you're not using all your soul shards efficiently, etc. I don't know. If you are a warlock and you want to teach me how to play, then pop it in the comments. Pop your abuse in the comments. I'll.
Don't need to ask them to do.
No, they probably will. Yeah.
It's the internet. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna melt with warlocks telling me how bad I am.
To be fair, as long as you don't die, I'm happy.
Yeah, as long as I don't aggro, I think that's a sign of a decent DPS. You don't pull aggro. Although it's virtually impossible these days.
Jesus, I saw that Chaos Ball whizzing past my ear.
You'll get a skill soon to make it instant.
Oh, good. It does take forever to cast. So Chaos Balls. Boom! Guild achievements, nice. Ah. We still got to go and rescue her.
Was that it? Yeah, there's some to the side there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course there is. I always forget though. Do you know? I always I always like tanking this dungeon. I always drag the whole group back to that cliff edge where there's one hanging by his hands. I'm like, they're all abusing me in the chat, and I'm like, come on, we need to rescue this guy, and they're like, there's about 5 of them at the end. Cool. So that's that.
Okay, that was good fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed that.
That was easy.
And Mike didn't take any spiky damage at all, which is also great.
So what do we do next, guys? Because we can walk to the rest of them now. So I reckon we hit Stockade, because we can just go to Stormwind and then start from Stockade.
Yeah, we just Stockade, yeah, and then we'll go to Deadmines.
Right, cool. So we'll cut the video here, and we'll see you back in Stockade in about a split second for you. About 12 hours for us. A split second for you. See you in a sec. Okay, so welcome back. We were going to do Stockade, but then I realised that I'm not high enough to get the quests in there, so it'll be a waste of our time to do it, because I want to do all the quests. I don't want to have to run it more than once, so we're going to Deadmines, because I know I'll be able to get the quests in Deadmines. And Mike has kindly taken us for a fancy ride on his fancy mount.
Just like to add in at this point that we are obviously so professional that we absolutely 150% knew that Ian would not be able to take those quests in Stockade.
We were just testing you. You should have said, if you didn't comment below saying, "Oh, you can't do the quest yet," then you're a noob.
To be fair, if they didn't know, that's why they need to watch our videos.
Hey, nice one. I like it. I like that thinking. Right, we appear to be hanging on for grim death at the moment here, Doug. I'll be honest. It doesn't look like a comfortable ride. Anyway. Hello.
That orc warlock. Hello, love you.
Hello, love you long and short times. Anyway, moving on. We're now running our way down to Deadmines before I get myself into any trouble with comments like that.
Any more trouble?
Any more trouble with comments like that?
Do you know what? The thing is, you're the host, but you're also the biggest flight risk.
Yeah, I am. I am like I'm like Sid Vicious on these videos. I'm not to be trusted. I'm gonna say something bad any minute now. I'm also apparently the slowest runner. I need to maybe I'm getting crossed with Skyrim. Maybe I need to increase my fitness though, so I can.
I thought Mike was going to run off and mine everything, but I don't think he's a blacksmith on this.
No, I've taken jewel crafting to open treasure chests until I realised you need Legion jewel craft.
Ugh.
Yeah.
A little bit of a way off then. Just send my imp around gathering all the aggro up. You used to aggro mobs at this point, didn't you? Outside the dungeon.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Right, we're in the Deadmines, and look on my lovely little mini map there. I can get the quest for this one. We knew that. We were just testing you guys, and you guys passed. If you're still watching, you passed. Right, picked up that. So first one is a 3. Let's see how we get on. Mike's tanking, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I nearly said Mike's tanking, so anything can happen, but that sounds really harsh. It'll be fine.
But it is true.
You guys get the mob, I'll just fight the cannon.
You could use the...
Yeah, I destroyed it.
Oh, good. My 3 keys not working on my mouse. This did this the other day. It was weird. So I'm going to have to click that button manually, like some sort of noob who hasn't got an MMO mouse. Some sort of mouseless noob. Right. Well, we can deal with that. My DPS is going to be awful at this point.
Yeah, Mike's on 102, I'm on 18 or
Boom! Chaos bolt.
Wait till you get to the boss around the corner.
Oh, that's my key binding's gone wrong somewhere down the line. Oh no, it isn't, it's working. It's just the mouse. Lovely. Thanks, mouse.
Is it a wired mouse or wired?
Wired. It did this to me the other day. Just one of the key bindings just stopped working. I can't remember which one it was. It's emulates bound to key 3, and my mouse is supposed to hit key 3 when I press that button, but it doesn't seem to want it. It was doing it before, and now it's not. So who knows?
There you go, Ian.
I'll just hit the key on the keyboard. Old school.
Let's do it!
Let's do it, Club Talk. Dodge these.
Who needs a group of?
Yeah, who needs a group of? If you're if you're new to Warcraft, then one of the key tips I can give you as a pro, as a total pro, I can give you is if there's something on the floor, get out of it. It's very rarely a good thing to be standing in something on the floor, so just get out of it. Just move. So that's that quest complete, and I didn't even read it as usual. I'm so dead to quests now. It's like they don't excite me anymore. I mean, they do excite me. Keep watching our videos. Chaos Bolt. I feel like Gru from Despicable Me. I'll just say what I'm about to do. Freeze Ray. Freeze Ray. And she teaches him a lesson by going, say it after you've done it, like this. Lipstick taser.
I do not
Do you
know
want to check
why
for the rest?
they didn't cast you in Chernobyl with that Russian accent.
I know it was fantastic, wasn't it? But I'll be honest, Chernobyl was fantastic actually. In all seriousness, that's a great series. It's horrific, but it's incredibly interesting.
I saw a video on YouTube actually. Is it in COD or one of those type games where they recreated it faithfully, and they were doing a side by side of the actual place and the COD place, and it was absolutely amazing. Yeah,
there's Stalker, I think, is set in Chernobyl, I think, isn't it? Mike might know. You played Stalker, Mike?
No, I haven't actually.
No, right. I think it might be. I'll check that. I'll fact check that. I don't want to fake news anybody. I thought that
Or
was
if you know, pull it in the comments.
Yeah, if you know, put it in the comments.
You didn't want to fake check it. Isn't that what all YouTubers generally do anyway?
Yes, now I'm level 20. Now the power begins. Now you're going to see some real interesting stuff going on. When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious...
We now need to add a 15 maturity content thing.
Yeah, do you know what? Everybody swears on YouTube. It's fine. We all agree. It's fine. What have I got? Spells. What have I got? Summon Voidwalker. Should we? No, I won't summon the Voidwalker because that'll just pull aggro, and then I'll be the noob again.
It's actually the best pet to use is Demo for the level.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna summon it then.
It'll give Mike something to do. Wrestle back.
Ooh, he's...
It won't taunt in.
Oh yeah, true. got a cool name actually, Charnagma. I always like seeing my demon's name for the first time because it's completely random, isn't it? I've just had an idea. If I shift all my spells along one, then it doesn't matter that it's not keybound. Haha! Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. Who's throwing bloody monkeys? Weird. Mike just calmed that monkey right down. It's like he's one of them. Oh, my pet's died.
What do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
I want less of the lip, that's what I want.
Your Void Walker looks like the girl from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Violet Beauregard. Violet, you're turning violet, Violet.
I want a golden egg.
Yeah. Notice I went to classic Willy Wonka there. I didn't go to the new one. As much as I don't mind the new one, it's got nothing on Gene Wilder.
Nope.
Question from before, something that came up between dungeons. Why do wands even exist in this game anymore? Does anyone actually ever use a wand in this game?
It is
Try.
good. And no.
It's like offhands, stamina, intellect offhands. It just doesn't happen, does it? Because everyone who's a caster uses a staff, don't they normally?
You can get cool. I think you can get really cool mogged books.
Yeah. And I know daggers was a thing for quite a while when Molten Core was in, the big raid. It was definitely caster daggers then, but it just seems to be now that casters get staffs. You haven't got a spare hand, so why did he even bother with the offhands? If you work for Blizzard and you're watching this video, tell us why we've still got wands and offhands in this game.
Will pay me handsomely for your head.
Or if you're someone who uses a wand or an offhand, feel free to comment and correct us. Or correct me. Oh, there's a bomb there. Ow. He's got me by the head.
Oh, smart.
Well, thanks for that.
Ready, Ophi?
Get off me. You're getting a chaos ball for that. Cheek.
Now I've got you, Oaf.
Oh, he's on my head again. Get off me head.
Scales have tipped.
Smashed it.
Oh, friend.
Oh, nice one. What's an upgrade? Yeah.
Oh, nice. What did you get?
Armbands of the Exiled Architects.
Lovely stuff. He's getting cocky now, isn't he? I mean, I know these aren't elites, but he's getting brave now.
Trying to learn.
Just trying to give Doug a nice little workout, flexing his healing muscle. That sounded so wrong.
Ooh, BOE 2.4.
Weighted sep.
Ooh, nice.
I'm not sure if I need the mog. I haven't got the add-on.
I need it. At the very least.
and I can't use it, so...
I'm getting used to it now, trying to keep that brew.
Yeah, you'll be fine. And you've very little of that spike damage we were talking about earlier.
I promise we'll get better at talking about the bosses. For the people who don't know this, and the thing is, there's tactics to the bosses, and they've got certain abilities to watch out for. But frankly, especially if you're just coming into this game and you're random grouping it at this level, you're not going to have to worry too much about special abilities and what to avoid, because things are going to go down so quickly. It won't be a stress for you. So.
What we can certainly do is when we get to as I said, Wrath, when there are those specific achievements for certain bosses, we can certainly have a bit of an info going first.
Oh, definitely. They're the sort of things I think our lovely viewing public will want to know, because there's some achievements that require to do very specific things on bosses in Wrath of the Lich King, and we will talk them through before we do those bosses. We'll attempt to get them. I can't guarantee we're going to manage it, but we'll tell you what you've got to do at least, because we're trying to chase those achievements as well.
We could also link these bosses in the description.
Yes,
yeah.
Good thinking, Michael. See how we're having a bit of a blue sky session right here in the video about what we're going to do. I love it.
Actually, just an add-on, those achievements in Wrath, they get you rare mounts for completing them, which are very cool, man.
Yes.
For those people who don't know, they can be a real pain in the ass to do, so there is always a decent reward. There
could be experienced Warcraft players who've come to the game more recently, haven't spent a lot of time in Wrath of the Lich King, don't know necessarily that those things exist. So we're just being helpful all around.
I mean, you know, you've got the is it 110 boost? So a lot of people will have picked that up with Legion or Battle for Azeroth and just gone straight in at max.
But even leveling a new character now, you can completely skip certain areas now with the scaling, can't you? So you can totally level in Burning Crusade and just completely bypass Wrath of the Lich King, so... And vice versa, I suppose. Although we'll be doing Burning Crusade because it's my favourite. It's my favourite expansion still.
TBC was all.
To be fair, from vanilla, it was such a step up from what we were used to. It was incredible. I mean, even the hint of flying mounts was just exciting to everyone who'd been in vanilla, riding around on 100% ground mounts for the whole game. Whoa, this is getting a bit... Let's get myself out of damage because I don't want to have to be healed.
Need to get out of the red.
I'll get this one for you, Doug. Oh, it's brilliant when you level up because you get a total health wipe, so it's like, yes! Just about to die, level up.
So that was really useful because I could not DPS at all and I had to just completely heal Mike, so that was good news. He was getting his ass.
Cool. Doug, tell the people what spec you're using. Why not?
I am using the Discipline Priest spec because it has this thing called Atonement Healing, and that basically means that I put a buff on the tank, or Ian if he's being a bit of a pillock, and it allows me to heal through damage. So I put the heal on, it's called Atonement, and then I DPS, and the DPS I do, a percentage of that damage is reflected back to other people as healing, which is pretty awesome because it means at the moment I am top on DPS.
Yeah, making me look bad.
You are.
Always. I mean, that's just standard, regardless of what's going on, I suppose. Yeah, but can you do Chaos Bolt? Because I can do Chaos Bolt.
You can, but you're still last on DPS, so I don't care.
So it's the problem when you've got 2-second casts all over your action bars.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm probably not too bad on the bosses, and it will get better. And if not, do you know what I'll do? I'll just level a different class, and we'll go just halfway through the video series. It'll be not a warlock anymore.
We'll all just rock up with different characters and hope nobody notices.
Yeah. What are you talking about? These are the characters we've always been using. You do know how the internet works. We've seen the other videos.
We had a DOS attack and we lost everything, but we can guarantee that we had a shame.
No, I knew that was gonna happen.
Did you fall in the water?
Yeah, I got shot in the water. It wasn't
right,
my
we need to start again because it's such a noob move.
It wasn't my fault. It was somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
And we're back to the winner there. It's always someone else's.
I moved when Flame Wreath was cast and the raid blew up. Okay.
I did that a couple of times, to be fair. And actually, I did it a couple of times simply because when you're standing there and you're listening... we used to have a co-GM, and his name was Ian, a different Ian. Lovely bloke, loved him with all my heart, but he was probably...
Hi Ian, if you're watching.
Boring people I've ever had to listen to. And you start to not lose interest, but you know when you kind of... your mind starts to wander. Very easy to move your mouse ever so slightly when you shouldn't.
Yeah. Isn't it just Leroy Jenkins?
I just saw that mob's HP drop then from the soul thing.
Yeah, you kill the hell out of that inanimate cannon. It's even worse when I've got to move. Ooh. Boom. I didn't know if I'd get that off or not before she died. I did.
If you also loot these mobs as well, you can get a green wing McCall.
Green
yeah.
wing?
Is that still worth it?
Have I got a green winged macaw?
Kind of sounds like a shit minus horrors though.
Yeah. I've got a green winged macaw. I'm sure there's a cream you can get for that now. Don't mind Mike, he's got a fetish for killing cannons.
That's what she said. He said.
That's what someone said. This is cozy. Standing right on top of the guys we're fighting.
Fresh meat.
Okay, so Ripsnarl. He's the last boss, but not really the last boss. You'll see. Anyone who remembers the old Deadmines. Pre-Cataclysm? I think, was this Cataclysm when it changed?
Yeah, Cataclysm. There's also a Cataclysm version, isn't there?
Yes. Oh yeah, there's a high-level version. Yeah. But this was a lot. This was. I mean, the layout was the same, but the bosses were different, weren't they? So, this boss was different. They've made it more interesting. To be fair, the previous boss wasn't that great. Actually, it was, wasn't it? It was Edwin Van Cleef, wasn't it?
Indeed.
Edwin
I used to call him Edwin van der Sar.
Yeah.
I remember.
Football-related jokes.
I can smell your fear.
Yay, he's kicked the ball.
Oh, shut up.
How long does a football match last anyway? About 1 billion hours.
The problem is they try and walk in it.
Yeah. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? Anyway, I think I'm probably going to get sued by Channel 4 now already. No, because it's just parody, because I'm saying it myself. I'm not playing the clip. So there.
I will rip your heart from your chest.
Will you? That's lovely. He's going to rip our hearts from our chest. Not if you get this Chaos Bolt first.
I will say though, I mean, once this guy had finished with American Werewolf in London, he didn't get the best of gigs, did he?
No. There's not a lot of work for a werewolf, to be honest, these days.
Not find her until it is too late.
I got
Don't forget to
nothing.
turn the quest.
Oh yeah. Cookie! Captain Cookie. Used to be down the side, didn't he, Cookie? I think.
He did. I think his loot table is exactly the same.
Yeah, the tenderizer and stuff like that. See, we've got a little nostalgia trip here, remembering all the old ways.
And actually, I think, I could be wrong, but this was the first boss that gave a ring as loot, and it didn't matter who or what class came in here. Everybody rolled need on it, even though it was an intellect.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't forget you can eat the food for hate.
Will do.
Eat the food for what?
A haste.
Oh yeah. Not that we desperately need it, but look how good I am at keeping my debuffs up. I didn't. Is the answer to that. Woo! Another game.
Yeah, nice one.
Nice. Cape of the Brotherhood.
I
That'll
got
be a
Cookie
mod.
Stirring Rod, which is actually, weirdly enough, that Stirring Rod, considering we've been playing this since kind of day one, that is the first time apparently that I've seen.
Right. Although I've been stiffed on some achievements with this, I'm sure I have. Like Mag Theridon's Lair or something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or something. They were stiffing me on the achievements when they brought in the account-wide achievements anyway. So that was Deadmines. We didn't explain a lot, but to be honest, it's mostly just keep killing until it's dead. In these early ones, there's not a massive amount of tactics. They do things, but you can't avoid them mostly. And to be honest with you, especially with 5-man group, you're not going to struggle. So let me just have a look at the specific dungeons. Stockades is still not on there. So we'll decide what dungeon we're going to do. You won't find out until we've done the cutscene by the magic of television or the internet video scene.
What level are you?
20.
21. It's on mine for 20 to 60 on looking for group.
Oh, okay. I'm on Dungeon Finder now, specific dungeons, and it's not showing.
It's got 20 to 60, so it might be that you can pick the quests up. We're going to have a look anyway.
Yeah, we'll have a look.
No reason to not.
Put it this way, if you're watching this video now, if you see us in Stockades in a minute, I can get the quests. If we're in somewhere else, I can't get the quests. So, anyway, by the magic of video editing, we'll see you at the next dungeon. So, we're back. Guess what? I lagged out at the end of Deadmines, so I think we should be able to get the quests in here. I'm going to go and have a look now. So, enjoy your loading screen. There we go. Yes, I can get the quests. So we're going to go and get the quests, and we're going to do this as our third dungeon for this video. The low-level dungeons, we're going to get quite a few. We're going to get videos into like 2 or 3 dungeons in each one, because they're not particularly challenging. I mean, they're fun, but they're not challenging. But later on, we might be doing one per video, and that's going to be also partly because we'll be explaining them a bit more. Especially if it's the ones with achievements that require specific things to be done. But for now, we're going to do Stockade. So this is the prison under Stormwind. It used to be a prison holding prisoners under Stormwind, and then they changed it to a prison holding prisoners under Stormwind. So not a lot's changed. Just so you know. And again, with the prattling on. If you understood that, then you're a cleverer person than me. And I said it. Ooh. No, my key binding is still not working. I'm wondering if it's a key binding problem in Warcraft. Maybe.
Type/KB.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Save. Let's try it again. It's just not registering. I don't know why. Weird. I hope my button's not bust. Anyway, let's get on with it.
And if Corsair are watching this video, we could all do with some extra items.
Yeah, nice try. If
If
only.
you want to sponsor us,
If you want to, I'm not going to say the brand of my mouse because I don't want to annoy them, but if you want to replace my possibly broken MMO mouse with a working MMO mouse, then that's fine. So, I'm a Warlock, obviously. I've gone with Destruction spec because I've got no clue what I'm doing, and the one that hails the spells looked like the most fun, so I've gone with that. I might switch to Demonology, as I believe that's the raiding spec du jour at the moment. But at the moment it's quite good. Casting fire spells, big old fire spells, Chaos Bolt. Chaos Bolt's fun. It looks impressive when the numbers pop up anyway. But I can't pretend that I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm starting to learn my rotation a little bit. Especially when my mouse works properly. If you're new to Warcraft, if you've not, or if you're just thinking of playing it and you're looking around, watching a few videos, it's a good way to find out whether you like a game sometimes. Warlock is what's known as a caster DPS, so you basically cast spells from afar. You try and stay away from the guys who are trying to hurt you because you're only wearing light armor, cloth armor in this case, and they will hurt bad if they get to you. So you cast spells from a distance, and Warlock specifically use like dark energy demons and things like that. So it's usually fire and shadow related spells, as opposed to, say, Doug's character, which is a priest who also uses can use shadowy spells, but in his spec at the moment he uses more holy spells, nicer spells.
I do have one shadow spell. It's called Schism.
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 He's got a bad one, but anyway, yeah. So that's what a Warlock is. We use demons as well, which is quite handy when you're out on your own because the demons can take the aggro. If you don't know what aggro is, it's I think it's aggravation or something like that. Basically, what a bad guys call a mob in this game. See, okay, I'm going through a whole lesson here. So they call them mobs, just so you know that's what I'm going to be referring to from now on. But a mob will decide who he's going to attack or she's going to attack based on certain things. And if you're doing a lot of damage, then they'll obviously focus on you because you're the biggest threat at that point. So you can have demons as a Warlock that will try and control that and take them off you and take their attention off you. So that's always handy to have when you're out on your own. In a dungeon, not really important because you've usually got a guy, in this case Mike, whose whole job is to keep the aggro from the mobs.
Get smashed in the face for.
Yeah. And that's what I meant in earlier on in the video when I was saying I'm mainly a tank in Burning Crusade. A tank is someone who keeps hold of the aggro. And if you're watching this and you're a seasoned Warcraft player, or even a not seasoned Warcraft player, I'm sorry for teaching my grandma to suck eggs. But there might be people who don't know about it and are interested, and it's always good to recruit new blood, new young blood for the machine that is Warcraft. That was very sinister sounding.
Actually, just a quickie as well. If you are on the Silver Moon server, which is where we are, and you fancy joining our guild, you absolutely can if you fancy.
Yeah, why not? You can drop us a message, actually, I suppose. I'm sure you'll be able to find our guild name anyway, so I'm just going to say it. But we are a guild called KT. It used to be Knights Templar back in the day. I believe we had a complaint from someone saying the history of the Knights Templar was dubious, and I was like, well, yeah, fair enough. Some people take it a lot more serious than it was meant. It was meant to be like a knightly group of us all being very honourable and that, and part of the Knights Templar was that, but okay, so they might have a bit of a sketchy past. So we just changed it to KT, because then it's not definitely Knights Templar, is it? It's just KT. But if you are on Silver Moon EU and you fancy joining our guild, because you might actually be able to get in the videos in future, if you're interested, then hit us up. One of us will be online most of the time, and we can all invite. And then yeah, just drop one of us a message on KT Guild on Silvermoon EU. Just to a further note on that, we do use dragon points. One raid boss equals 1 point, and if you want to buy a piece of tier, then that will cost you 175 dragon points. So just bear that in mind before you join our guild. If you don't know what dragon points are, then I'm not going to tell you because it will sound the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in your life. Especially now in the game, because it's personal loot, so that would be ridiculous. That wouldn't work, would it?
It would, yeah.
Ooh.
We are going for authenticity, though, so...
Yeah, yeah. I've been in a guild with dragon points, and it was the most miserable time ever. Because they used to let you get things on credit, and it's like... I went into Molten
It was like
Core.
a Barclay card.
It was like a Barclay car. I went to Molten Core, first ever raid. I hadn't actually earned any dragon points, and I rolled on a sword that nobody else wanted. It was the Obsidian something, Obsidian Edge Blade, I think it was. Nobody wanted it. I was a arms warrior, and I'd never seen anything as cool as that at that point. And they kindly told me that I could roll for it, and that I could just earn the dragon points later. I was like, okay, yeah, fine. 175 dragon points. I kid you not. Bear in mind, you used to get like, they used to give out 25 for a boss, so I basically cost myself like 9 bosses worth of what is that? No, that's the 7 bosses worth of dragon points before it even started on something that nobody else wanted. That's how ridiculous dragon points was.
This is officially my most hated.
You don't like it?
You are taking a lot of spike damage.
It's because the mobs keep stunning.
Yeah.
Then when they stun me, I can't stagger the damage.
Yeah, but that was pro, that was. Look how many mobs we've just taken down. Pro. Total pros.
And you've both still got 4 mana bars.
Yep. Here's
Pack of
Hogger.
3 coming round.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. Do you know, there's something elegant about a line of sight pull. I love a line of sight pull. Who remembers the ultimate line of sight pull? Anyone?
Lear.
No, I mean proper. Like, it was a tactic that people used to use. You used to get one particular boss under control.
Oh,
No, I probably should.
UBR.
UBRS, yeah. General Drakasath, when you used to draw in, you used to have a hunter pull him right out of the room about a mile down the road back the way you came, so that the rest of the group could deal with all the trash mobs in that room, and then he'd come running back, and the hunter would feign death, which is a nicer sort of ability that hunters have got. So then the boss comes running back, and the rest of the group can pick him up. But it was like it was easy to mess up, and if you didn't have a half decent hunter, they just wouldn't get it right, and they'd die within seconds, and then the group would be stuck fighting the trash and the boss at the same time, and I guarantee that used to be a wipe. That almost always used to be a wipe. Because he was actually quite hard. Because bosses actually were challenging back then. Which is why we used to employ tactics like that. Right, Hogger. So, Hogger is actually a character from one of the early zones in the game. Oh, nearly cast that on a different mob. Yeah, so he's a character early on in the game, but he basically gets taken off to prison in the storyline of the questing outside the game. So it's quite nice to come into the dungeon and fight him in the dungeon, because he gets carted off earlier on, so... In fact, another flashback. These videos are basically going to be us talking about what it was like back in the day, I think.
Yeah.
But I seem to remember that Hog used to be challenging enough. If you weren't at a high enough level, it used to be challenging enough that you used to looking for group in the chat channel in Elwyn Forest. Like, anyone doing Hogger?
Had a bit of a lag spike.
Boom.
Doing one on the old drops.
Yep. Corpse rompers. We'll have them. No good. Right, so there you go. Complete the quest.
Has anybody else been getting that? My the blue ring, Hogger's shiny. I know that obviously it's not a caster ring, but it does have stamina on it. It's just upgraded to epic quality.
Oh, is that still a thing? The
Apparently.
loot upgrades. Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought that was a Warlords thing.
Yeah, I thought it was as well.
No, they've put it all expansion wide.
Nice.
There you go. The more you know. The more you know. Lovely, lovely, lovely experience. So,
You need something?
that was Stockade. Wasn't that lovely? So yeah, that's 3 dungeons down. That's not too bad. I think. What do you reckon, guys? 3 in a video?
Yeah, 3. I think.
3.
Obviously,
Yeah,
as you
3.
say, as we get into higher level content, it's going to take longer. So it might only be 1 on some of them. Especially as you say, if there is a specific achievement to be got, it could take a little while. I'm thinking, to be fair, I've got in my brain. I know we talked about the T-Rex one, but the other one where you have to get the Frankenstein monster thing onto the pedestal and get the boss to kill him.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, something like that. I've done it solo a few times, but it still takes a while because you only get, I think, 2 chances, isn't there? There's 2 you can try on.
What's the one in Zulthrak as well, where you've got to get everyone has got to be impaled on the
yeah,
the
no,
rhino.
so we're not going to be able to do that. So we do need two people to join our guild, so we can at least do that one because it has to be 5 people.
5
in that one.
people, yeah. That's annoying. I'm sure they could recode that so that it only has to be everyone in the group at the time, or something. But yeah, so there you go. So by the time we hit Zuldrak in the Wrath of the Lich King, then we're going to need 2 more people. So if anyone's watching who wants to join our guild and help us out with that one, feel free. Drop us a message, like I said,
Absolutely.
KT, Silver Moon,
That'd be
EU.
great.
Yeah. So, quick drink, sorry about that. So, there we go. We'll wrap the video here then because it's going to be quite long as it is. So, thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun. We're going to be doing much more of these dungeons. Down the line, when we're higher level, we might even go back and do raids so we can go through and show where you can pick up certain mounts, certain pets, certain achievements. It's all going to be good stuff. We're going to be trying to do it every dungeon in the game as well because the main thing is we're going to be doing a dungeon as a 3 because it's going to be a little bit of a challenge later on. 5-man dungeons with only 3 people. It's going to be interesting, so don't forget to keep watching. If you like what you've seen today, then on this video, so then give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It lets us know you enjoyed it. Pop a comment below. Tell us about your Warcraft stories from back in the day, because at the moment we sound like 3 old men who's been playing it for years, which is basically true.
During the crusade.
During the crusade, yeah. During the war. So yeah, drop your stories below. And tell us about your old Warcraft stories. And if you're new to the game, tell us, or if you're thinking of playing the game, drop a comment below and let us know if there's anything you want to know about the game. And we might be able to cover it in a video next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because then you won't miss any of these videos. We'll be trying to do these as often as we possibly can. Maybe 1 a week, but we can't guarantee because we've all got real lives to lead, and I've got other videos to make as well. So yeah, just subscribe, hit the bell, and then you won't miss any videos. There'll be a notification, you get sent an email. It's really handy, especially if you love our videos like we do. You won't miss one. So other than that, don't forget to play it on hard mode.